So today we look at one of the greatest experiences never explained to our understanding. Have you ever felt there could be another world beyond the world we see and live in? What if there are invisible layers waiting for the right moment to be unveiled? You may be about to discover that there is more to reality than what is seen. And you might feel there is a key to open a door to another level of understanding of the world. We experience the narrow view of the physical world alone. What if there was another world not seen with our eyes? What if there is no distinction between the physical world and the unseen world of spirit? What we will know today will change everything we thought we knew and transform us in ways we never imagined. Because the seen world is the physical material world that is heard, smelled, touched, and tasted. And the invisible world is one of vibrating energy of our thoughts, our emotions, beliefs that are intangible and beyond direct perception of our human senses. We have been trained and tricked to see the world from a particular lens of a visible physical realm, believing that everything that's real is what we can touch. But there is more to reality than meets the eye. An unseen realm as real as the physical world, our mind isn't aware fully exists. The unseen world of energy, the unseen world of soul, the unseen world of spirit that is more real and more powerful. And we have known. All that we have known about the physical world isn't the whole picture. We aren't seeing all that reality has to offer. The physical reality we experience is not the only one. We are only viewing the world through a keyhole. Reality in its fullest form is beyond the parameters of the physical reality that we see. And we can also perceive what lies beyond the physical world and connect the physical and the spiritual realms. There are worlds beyond the physical that we can tap into to see reality in its fullest form, to unlock profound wisdom. Because indigenous cultures don't just function in the physical realm. They have practices to go into the world of the unseen soul, spirit, and mind. And we can access the reality of this much bigger world than the physical world reality that we've known all our lives. And we can be in a world richer than the physical world. And we can embrace a wider view into a new way of living in every area of our lives. As we are growing up, we learn all about the physical world. We learn about the things we can see, the things we can touch and feel, because this is obvious. It is easy to focus to and relate to the physical world that we can touch. We are used to looking at the world in physical terms, but there is a whole second side of the world that is energy. If we are not tuned into the energy world, we are only using about half of our human abilities. Are you ready to venture into this world where we can tap into our fullest potential? Because we are dualistic beings. And this means we are a combination of the material physical body and the immaterial spiritual unseen energy of the divine. So operating as a dualistic being involves integrating our physical existence in the material world with our non-physical energetic essence of mind and consciousness. And we have two minds. We have the analytical, the logical, the reasoning, the material mind of the body and the material world. And then we have another mind, which is our spirit mind, which is our inner self, which is our inner hermitage. Our bodies are separate, and the mind we are trained in school to see and to use is about separation. It is about comparison. It is about judgment, about what is good, bad, or better. And we need that mind, that material mind, that logical mind to operate in the material world we live in. But we have to use the spirit mind as well. Because when we use the spirit mind and the material minds together in a balanced way, we can become sovereign over the chaos of the world that we live in. Our material mind functions at its highest when it fits into the space of the spirit mind. When it focuses on the outer chaos of what we see and hear in the world that we live in, it becomes the leader and it starts malfunctioning, and we find ourselves reacting to daily situations that we face. We find ourselves tormented by our human psychological upset state. So, sovereign over the material world, we nurture and live from both our physical and energetic selves. And this means that we have to give to the material mind what belongs to it, and we have to give to the spiritual mind what belongs to it. Give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and give to God what belongs to God. So the world beyond the physical is where we are all connected with a much deeper, a more expansive dimension of existence that provides a profound connection beyond our immediate material, physical experience, where we get a glimpse of something much bigger, something vast and something timeless. And we can shift from seeing ourselves through a purely physical lens to a wider perspective, to recognize our identity beyond material aspects of our existence and embrace our inner, our non-physical self, to understand our connection to a larger reality and explore the broader web of connections. This fosters a deep sense of empowerment, recognizing that we aren't isolated beings, but interconnected to a larger reality, a world of oneness, a world of belongingness. We are never alone. We recognize that our well-being is not confined to our immediate surroundings and situations and events and circumstances and the trials that we go through. We can tap into a connection so vast and beyond words, an experience that can dissolve the very idea of separation and open up a perspective of life that's forever changed. We have been trained to emphasize the physical part of us, not much on our spiritual, vibrating energy, where we perceive with physical senses the daily life outer appearances and external dependencies like cash, food, prestige, success. And this causes us a lot of worry, a lot of misery, a lot of suffering, leading to the internal mind chatter that seems to never cease as we keep focus onto surface external phenomena, creating limiting, disempowering beliefs about ourselves, about others, and the world we live in, always in an agitated mind's inner calibrations of our thoughts and feelings. The good news is we are not limited by the physical world. We walk through this world that is physical, believing that things are as they seem, that the limits seen are definite and unchangeable. But there is a hidden layer concealed behind what is seen, a layer where the rules of the world as we know it are malleable, ready to be shaped to our will to bend reality. Welcome to the unseen world. The physical world we experience is the world of the big particles, the macro world, the macroscopic realm of objects we see, touch, and the domain of classical physics of Isaac Newton's laws of motion and gravity. In contrast, the micro world of the small particles, the microscopic realm, comprises of unimaginatively tiny particles, and the behavior of matter and energy at this level of the small that we cannot see with our naked eyes, at that level of the unseen energy of spirit, of soul, of mind, is governed by a different set of rules, not the classical Newtonian laws, but by the principles of quantum mechanics, which operate very differently from the rules of the big macro world that we are used to. Our human form, this body that you see, carries beneath it profound possibility at the level beneath atoms. And we can communicate through energy when we get at this level, the tiniest level. And this is where quantum physics and this is where quantum psychology comes in. Because quantum physics studies the subatomic level of things. It studies the subatomic level of everything that is energy. And quantum physics looks at the invisible world, which operates according to different rules than the classical worlds we have grown up knowing. And quantum physics doesn't just describe what we see, it delves into the invisible realm of particles, of forces, and quantum phenomena to provide a deeper understanding of the physical world and how the physical world we live in operates beyond the big atoms that we see. Because particles at this micro world this tiny, smallest level, particles behave weirdly. And this realm, long known by mystics as the mystical realm, is known by many other names. It is known as the quantum field. It is known as the unified field. It is known as the field of oneness. It is known as the field of divine love. It is known as the universe, as God, as source, as the spirit realm. And ancient wisdom traditions or spiritual concepts often spoke of interconnectedness and an underlying unity of existence. It is a field of infinite possibilities instead of classical laws, singular occurrences. It is a mystical field of quantum phenomena like levitation, the way Teresa of Avila would levitate when she would be in infused contemplation, teleportation, bilocation, lucid dreaming, and passing through walls, even walking on water. And this is quantum mysticism or quantum psychology as we are looking at it today. So quantum is a Latin word for the minutest, tiniest unit of matter and energy. A quantum of light, that is the smallest unit of light, is called a photon. A quantum of sound, that is the smallest unit of sound, is called a phonon. A quantum of electricity, that smallest unit of electricity, is called an electron. A quantum of the nervous system, that smallest unit of a nervous system, is a neuron. So energy quanta is the smallest unit of energy. And so the fundamental blocks of all matter and energy are photons, phonons, electrons, neutrons, and all those small, tiny particles that behave weirdly. So at the subatomic level, the universe or the world doesn't behave like a solid machine. It behaves like a mystery. Particles exist in multiple places at once, and they don't even exist until we observe them. And they communicate across space without any physical connection. At this smallest, tiniest level, known as the quantum level, particles exist in infinite possibilities, not as fixed points. And this is the realm of the smallest, the realm of the minutest, known as the quantum realm. And as things get smaller to the tiniest levels, they become more powerful because particles at the subatomic level follow quantum principles and defy classical laws of Newton. So this is a rediscovery of profound truths understood by mystics and sages, now being illuminated by the light of modern quantum physics that bridges science and spirituality. And this realm can be lived. This realm can be experienced. And it can be felt with our entire being. And it can be neat to burst into life with solutions to our day-to-day tests and trials. Because we can also defy classical laws the way quantum particles can behave weirdly, and we can create something out of this mystic field. Let this sink in. This mystical won't sink in by merely scratching our heads. or by trying to describe it when you have tapped into it. It can be captured by diving into it. Are you aware that there is something mystical within each one of us right here, right now, waiting for us to be aware of it and tap into it and access its wisdom and intelligence to transform every area of our lives? It is not out there, it is right inside our very bodies. And that mystical field resides deep within and is the fundamental building block of every molecular organism and all things in existence, including you and me. So let's take a tour into our physiological makeup to explore the existence of this mystical field within us and how it functions beyond what classical physics can explain. We are more than our physical bodies. We are just molecules drifting through air. When you look at this physical body moving, instead of seeing the physical body moving from here to town, see yourself as particles drifting through air. So envision the organs in your body right now. These organs are made up of tissues. And tissues are made up of molecules. And molecules, deep within them, they have atoms. And these atoms, within them, each atom has a nucleus, a center. And within this center, there are neutrons, electrons, and protons. What we have experienced so far is just the atomic level. The level of the big, the level of the macro world, explained by classical laws. But when we get deeper beneath the atomic level, beyond the neutrons and electrons and protons within each nucleus, we get to the subatomic level of the smallest particles known as quarks or leptons, but for our layman language, we can just call them tiny particles. And when we get to that level, you can feel some tingly sensations within some parts of your body. You can feel that magnetic, that electric. And as you wrap your hands together as proof of the presence of these tiny particles of the mystical spiritual realm that behave weirdly than the classical Newtonian laws of gravity, and feel the energy between the palms of your hands, you will feel that tingling, you will feel that magnetic sensations. And this is the spirit realm, this is the mystical realm, this is the quantum realm. These particles that you are feeling between your hands, that is the quantum realm. This is the realm of infinite possibilities, where you can create anything out of these infinite possibilities. Every answer you'll ever need to know, every solution you'll ever need to have is already present in that mystical realm, waiting for you to observe it with your intention, with your introspection, for it to take form in the physical world. How interesting. So today, we start a transformational pilgrimage. I will repeat this. Today, we start a transformational pilgrimage into the realm deeper than what we've known ourselves to be as physical entities. We dive into the unseen realm, into the mystical layers beneath the atomic structure, the minutest layer at the subatomic level, which is the building blocks of all in existence, including humans, including the realm of the minutest subatomic yet powerful, known as the quantum layer, beneath the surface of all things, that acts in magical, in mystical, yet powerful ways. And this is known as the quantum layer beneath the surface of things. It acts in mystical, magical, mysterious ways from how the big atoms at the surface behave. So we are transcending the mind that we have known up to this moment, and we are delving into a more powerful mind that is interconnected with everything. The mind that is interconnected with everything. And this mind that is not the mind we study in psychology. This mind that we are going to study in quantum psychology is a mind that is connected with the creative, divine, infinite mind. And for this transcendental transformation to occur, a new way of learning, a new way of emphasizing, experiencing, rather than rationalizing is required. There is a new way of learning things of the spirit, things that are mystical, things of the quantum realm that is a different way of learning things of the big world of particles. Merely thinking won't take us into the quantum realm. Merely logical reasoning will not get us into the spirit realm, into the quantum realm. We have to turn down the noise around us and get to the space where we feel deeply connected with ourselves right inside our inner hermitage. That still silent place. When we tune into that silent inner sanctuary, we will already know all the information we need because it is already there waiting for us to tap into it with our intuition. So it's not in the accumulation of new techniques or the acquisition of more knowledge. It's about taking our awareness inward rather than outward. Inward into the tiny particles and not outward into the big. So a new way of understanding the mystical and the quantum realm is what I'm describing to you right now. And this way of learning is known as transformational introspection. Transformational introspection is a way of learning that goes beyond simply acquiring new information and instead involves a fundamental shift in how we perceive and interpret our experiences to lead to personal growth and a more understanding of the subject matter at hand, to gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. And this involves examining our thoughts, examining our emotions, examining our behaviors and choices to understand their origins and impact, leading to a more authentic and fulfilling life, and the transformation of our own ordinary human consciousness into the divine. Are we now ready to dive into the mystical, into the spiritual, into the quantum realm? Because we have known psychology as the study of the mind and behavior, where the individual mind is understood as a separate, confined entity reduced to the physical state of the brain, experiencing the world through personal senses. In classical physics, the individual mind is viewed as mechanistic, physical, materialistic system where thoughts and experiences are governed by deterministic Newtonian laws. But today, we are introduced to quantum psychology, where the quantum mind proposes a connection to cosmic consciousness and the possibility of a more interconnected emergent mind, where consciousness or the mind might extend beyond the physical body and individual boundaries to involve quantum phenomena that could be the bridge between the individual mind and the universal mind. Quantum mechanics opens up possibilities for a more interconnected and a non-local mind, a more expansive view of consciousness. And this year, 2025, which we have just left behind in 3 days, quantum mechanics celebrates 100 years since its initial development in honor of Werner Heisenberg, who gave a reinterpretation of quantum theory in 1925, and Max Planck, the grandfather of quantum mechanics, who characterized the quantum revolution in 1915. So quantum psychology, founded by Robert Anton Wilson in 1990, is a new approach to psychology that operates reversibly between quantum and classical realms. Quantum theory and traditional quantum physics coexist, each describing different aspects of the physical world. And similarly, quantum psychology and the mainstream psychology that we have all studied and are continuing to study, they complement each other in understanding human behavior and consciousness. So mainstream psychology that employs Newtonian psychology is a well-established scientific discipline based on empirical evidence and rigorous research. So let's ask ourselves this question right now. Why do we, as psychotherapists, as social workers, as parish priests, as religious nuns, as travel agents, as students, as social workers, why do we need to integrate quantum physics, those concepts of quantum physics? Why? I have written this into your notes. You will read it for yourselves and you will see why we need to integrate quantum physics concepts. But all in all, it is due to the inadequacy of the current theories that are unable to explain complex phenomena like intuition, like telepathy, like teleportation, like lucid dreaming. So, during this course, we'll be able to see the mind not as a finite entity, but as an infinite one connected to something much bigger and much vast that is capable of influencing matter, a mind that is capable of influencing the circumstances, events, and situations that we go through. A mind that is capable of holding multiple thoughts, multiple decisions, multiple actions simultaneously. A mind that is connected to the collective database, the reservoir of information from the collective unconscious of Carl Jung, the heavenly library of infinite intelligence. A mind that is non-local and can instantaneously be linked to all creation and the entire cosmos. And we'll be able also to see ourselves not as a limited small person, but as an infinite being that can tap into the quantum mystical realm of infinite possibility and opportunities from where we can create our desired reality. We will also be able to access the multiple versions of ourselves that are already existing somewhere in the infinite dimensions of existence. A version of us that is already successful at the art that we would love to acquire, a version of us that is already good at that career, at parenting, at relationships, at handling emotions, a version of us that is already healed and whole. So, what do we need to do to achieve that personal growth so that we can tap into that mind, that version of ourselves? First and foremost, it requires doing the inner work to reprogram acquired programs that run our subconscious mind. Two, we have to know that we draw to ourselves what we have become. We attract exactly what we send out as outgoing mail, that frequency of our thoughts and emotions. And we have to be aware of every belief, every intention, every word, every emotion, every choice, and every action that we do. Because the energy that we emit and broadcast out is the same energy that we will attract into our situations, into our circumstances, into our lived experience. 4, we will be able to choose to live with positivity no matter what is happening around us in the outer environment. Maintaining that tranquility even amidst the chaos of the world that we experience. We will be also able to look beyond the confines of our body to be aware of ourselves as energy vibrating at a higher frequency of love and gratitude, not the dense energies of fear and worry and complaining. What will we want to achieve? What will we want to do in order to achieve that level? We have to take the less traveled journey into our inner hermitage. Very few of us take this journey into ourselves because we fear meeting our own shadow selves. But when we are courageous enough as spiritual warriors and we meet those shadows of ourselves, Those times I find myself telling lies. Those times I find myself taking what does not belong to me. When I learn to meet those shadows, that's when I get into the inner hermitage where I'm already whole, I'm already complete, I'm already healed, I am love, I am peace, I am freedom, and I am abundance. So, what is the outcome expected after doing the inner work? Number one, we will use our mind or consciousness to influence matter, to influence situations, and to influence the things that we go through in the physical realm. And two, we will be able to evolve in consciousness. That is how we perceive what we go through. We will be able to see whatever circumstance it is that we go through from a lens of a higher perspective and know that this too will pass. It will not steal our joy. Three, we will realize that we are eternal souls with no beginning and with no end. We were here before, we were there before we appeared in these physical bodies, and we continue to exist even after we leave this physical body. Hello? So this quantum realm is a place of connection. It is a place of communion. This quantum realm is a dimension where consciousness resides. This quantum realm is a place of non-duality. I have sent all this into your notes. You read it and understand it for yourselves. I'm just giving you the highlights. And this quantum realm is a dimension of the here and now that is powerful, that is magical. So as we end this presentation, experience yourself as a field in the quantum realm of communion with all. Close your eyes and mindfully let go of the external environment and the physical, visible world and the noise and chaos of the outer world. Turn your attention inward, following your breath. As you're breathing in, you're not only taking in oxygen, you are taking in the divine presence itself. And as you take in the divine presence, let that divine presence dive you into the realm of the minutest, into that formless energy realm, that still silence within. And let your out breath be a doorway into this invisible realm. Consider yourself as more than a physical body. You are more than a body. You are more than your personality. You are more than your past experiences. See yourself as an energy field organized in a physical body. Leave the awareness of your body behind. Move into the unseen world of spirit. Open to the formless, invisible energy within the physical body. Deep into the minutest level. And the more you become and get to the tiniest micro levels of your being, the more powerful and receptive you are to the infinite possibilities of your inner quantum spirit world. And your energy is exalted the more you get into that minutest level. As the Bible says, those who are exalted will be what? And those who are humbled will be exalted. This is exactly what this realm is talking about. You are a formless vibration of frequency, and your vibrational frequency as you leave the outer world is matching the frequency of the quantum field. And you and the quantum field are made of the same stuff. You are made of quantum energy. You are quantum energy. Tap into the formless field with your formless energy. And this grounds you in the magical now present moment. Your mind, your emotion, and your intention of what you want to create from the spirit realm are all aligned in the same direction. The inner noise begins to quiet. You are no longer broadcasting unconscious chaos as internal contradictions soften. Your inner world becomes sharper and more real than the outer world, and your intuition sharpens. Every answer you are looking for is in this realm right now. Every solution to your issue is in this place right now. You are in a realm of communion with higher consciousness, with everyone and everything. Nothing is missing, nothing is lost. Feel the collective oneness, the communion with all, with everything that ever existed in the bodily form and with everything that is yet to exist in bodily form. We are all one with the mountains, with the moon, with the sun, with the wind, with the plants, with everything that was spoken into being by the creative force. Feel that communion with all as a pressure behind your forehead, as the tingling and subtle buzzing in your palms, as the warmth rising up your spine, the pressure at the center of your chest. Feel the undeniably presence of the divine within each cell of your body vibrating at the highest frequency possible of love, who is the creator. You are now in the field. You are now in the mystical realm. You are now in the Holy of Holies. You are in the throne of love. You are in the kingdom of oneness, the mystical union of spirit and matter, where you can create whatever it is you desire from that formless energy, and you can experience it in the physical realm. What is it are you creating into form from the spirit realm? It could be probably something that you've ever wanted to attain but has not been coming to you because you've never had a chance to step into the mystical realm of infinite possibilities, where every desired reality and every version of you is waiting for you to observe it and create it out of the field of infinite possibility. Take in a deep throat breath. Exhale slowly through the mouth. And when you feel you're ready, gently open your eyes. Release that inner world. Bring it together into your lived and integrate it into your daily life. You have come back from the realm of oneness, the realm of love, wholeness, healing, abundance, where you are already complete and whole, and you are bringing it into your lived experience. It's just a breath away. Let's meet again tomorrow, same time. Thank you for attending. Bye-bye.